So I took my interest in, again, like the god mythology of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously your Greek gods, you know, your Zeus and Hercules and Poseidon and all them.
Yeah.
Again, you can see how many stories from, especially the Genesis in the Bible, how it came straight from Sumerian.
Yeah.
That it's so
similar.
Same thing. Egyptians have the exact same stories.
Yeah.
Slightly different names, but the same outline.
Yeah.
Well, there's some ways you can look at this. So
Sorry, Chad,
take
we'll get to this in a
Fairytales,
sec.
for example, right? Now, before Disney ruined most of them, they also produced very good movies, right? So 50 years ago, we were seeing these fairy tales. But then they were the same fairy tales that the Brothers Grimm put out a few hundred years ago. And those were taken from stories that are some of them are up to 15,000 years old.
Jeez.
Like that's what they estimate, because it's obviously oral history.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you just take, I think it's Cinderella. The Brothers Grimm story was they try on the slipper and it doesn't fit the stepsisters. But the original story, maybe it was the original Brothers Grimm story, but the original story of Cinderella has the stepsisters filing down their heel for one of them to try and get the slipper on, and cutting off her toes is the other stepsister.
It's rough.
To get the, it's very gory and bloody, but it's, the story serves a purpose. So take Snow White as a simple example. That's a story about puberty and menopause. That's what it's about.
Don't say the word.
Probably we're going to get banned again. But that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
The original Snow White was actually, I'm pretty sure, it was actually 8 or 9, which is disgusting to us. But in the movie then, in 1937, she was 16, where it would have been quite common for her to be married off.
Normal,
at that
yeah.
point,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about growing up, becoming a woman.
And what, dealing with all of those emotions.
Everything that goes hand in hand with it.
Seeing it
The
that
original
way.
Snow White story, there's 3 gifts that come to her before she's poisoned. So she gets a comb, which is a beauty product,
Vanity, yeah.
a vanity, yeah, and she gets a corset, pretty sure, and then she gets the apple, and the apple is a symbol of blood, and it's a symbol of fruit, womb, blah blah blah, all these things. Adam and Eve.
Kicked out of Eden.
So
yeah.
all the dwarves like representation of all the different emotions a man can go through.
Grumpy, you're hungry, you're
They are
sleepy, you're...
non-men, so they're not kids. And no offense to any dwarfs or anything like that now, but they are, as a representation, they are not the
Quite
fully
men.
grown man. They
Yeah,
are
yeah.
like you said, the emotions of man. So you have a dopey. Obviously, men can be dopey, grumpy, bashful, all those type of things.
Yeah.
But they're unformed. They're not developed enough. Whereas Prince Charming then is fully developed. He's a hero. He's,
Yeah, yeah.
there's that.
19 does say most Disney princess stories were horror stories before they became kid
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
well, imagine that. Like, you're looking for inspiration as, Walt. Oh, where am I going to get these stories from? Oh, I'll take this,
Thanks,
adapt
Z,
it,
you're
and make
always
it a little happier.
well, yeah. Well,
Look, it works, doesn't it?
It's not even necessarily that's making it happier. I mean, horror
Yeah,
stories is one
the moral
way.
to it, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's the moral
Yeah.
of the story that's really being taken. I mean, horror stories is maybe a little strong, I would say, but these
Well, a
were
lot of the times they were, keep your kids in line.
yeah.
You give them some horrid freaking.
Well, yeah, you're teaching them about the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, don't forget.
I was meaning more brush your bloody teeth and go to bed, or bad thing's going to happen.
That's right. Or the gremlins are going to come and take you away. Yeah.
19 says early Mickey Mouse cartoons often featured dark, surreal, and sometimes horrifying themes.
Yes.
You have to watch some old school Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. 1920s.
You remember how much of a trip out bloody Fantasia was?
Go for it, Ash.
Oh,
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah. There were some good ones, man. Yeah. But yeah. Well, it's just taken, what he did was, Walt Disney in particular, he just took famous kids' stories and just put them on the
Yes,
screen.
sorry.
Stuck a mouse to it.
Pretty much, yeah. And yeah, it's about the moral of the story with a lot of those things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of done such a good job of it. Like, you watch it as a kid and you just enjoy it for the movie. You watch it as an adult and you can break it down to that.
Yeah.
Whole
To the granular level.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so
But that's because you understand the world.
Dominic?
well, that's it. Yeah.
You're watching it as a kid, you don't
But
understand
for
the
him
world.
to squeeze that into it, but base it around it, but still make it appealable to kids.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they did a good job.
in some ways it's a simple story, but it does teach you in life. I mean, take the hero's journey, for example. Take any hero story, it's essentially this narrative. You know, you have the hero, he's somewhat downtrodden, he's the lower class of society, usually, in some way, shape, or form. He ventures forth, he faces the unknown, he slays the dragon, and he brings the gold back to the village, and usually gets a virgin princess as well, which is always nice. I mean, that's the story. So what you're subliminally teaching kids is, if you face the thing that's scary, you're going to get rewards.
Yeah.
That's the King Arthur tale is, him and his knights ventured into the forest, and they all ventured to the point that seemed darkest to them, which is a weird thing to say. I mean, if you're searching a forest, go on a line and you know, do it like a grid pattern. But the symbolism is, you face what's scariest to you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the idea.